What's up everyone, John from ARTV. Time for a quick review of the new Palisades record. It's titled Mind Games, and it's coming out soon on Rise Records. Had a lot of requests for this one. They aren't that well known of a band, I don't think, but they have a pretty tight fan base, I guess, and I'm not exactly sure why, but I'm not here to judge. And before I jump into this review, I want you guys to just click away. If you love Palisades and you don't have any other opinions, you can't hear anything else other than that they're amazing, then yeah, there's no need for you to watch this, because this is just my opinion, and I hate it whenever people just go crazy because I didn't like something. This record is very, very tacky. It's hard for me to listen to this thing because it's just so brutally cheesy. I like my post-hardcore and my metalcore like I like my women. Diverse. If you're just gonna harp on like one or two things over and over again, then what's the point of even listening? In the past, Palisades have had a few songs that have grabbed my attention. Bury It, most prominently. That one kind of had a nice rotation, kind of reminded me of Icy Stars in terms of the electronics, the heavy music kind of mixing together into something called electronicore. Well, on this record, Palisades have gotten rid of any of that ferocity and that tenacity that they had on their debut EP and their debut record, and have really just pushed it to the side for pop music. This album is really dancecore. If that's even a genre, that's what this is. There are songs on here called Playa, Ball, No Chaser, Bad Girls, Come Over and Watch Netflix. The titles alone make me want to gag. This music is just so bland and unoriginal. The breakdowns I can see coming from a mile away. And of course, the lyrics are complete and utter garbage. They try to be sincere and heartfelt at some moments, and then the other moments they're just talking about going to the club and getting bitches and getting drunk. The track Bad Girls genuinely feels like a rip-off of the track Bangarang from the album of the same name by dubstep artist Skrillex. It sounds like they just altered the voice and maybe the beat just slightly, but really, come up with some original ideas. Some of the track's beats are so out of control that they just completely distract you from the song or whatever lyrics that they are trying to get across. One track that comes to mind is Whatever You Want It to Be. The screams feel like out of place with the dance beats that are flowing all throughout this one. There are like huge EDM drops in some of these songs that just sound like they're trying to be a club banger crossover with some hard guitars thrown in. Are you pop? Are you metalcore? Are you post-hardcore? Are you EDM? Figure it out and come back to us when you've got a better answer. Tracks like Afraid and Like a Drug try to be a little bit more vulnerable, but they just come off as just kind of poppy garbage. They've got those recycled drum loops that are thrown in there over and over again. Like a Drug. I mean, my God, the lyrics in that one. If you haven't heard that 1,000 times, then you've probably just heard your first album. There's a couple of decent ones on here towards the end of this thing. People Like Us featuring Garrett from The Color Morale is one that feels pretty decent. I think Garrett comes in and adds a little bit of something extra. It feels a little bit more, I don't know, realistic. True Blood has a kind of catchy electronic beat looping all throughout with some guitars layered appropriately on top of it. It actually sounds kind of nice, something I might enjoy from like a band like Icy Stars, because that's the only band that I can think of that I really enjoy and they actually fuse these genres really well. It's not to say that Palisades can't do it, because they have songs that show promise and they have songs that have pretty decent beats on them. It's just that they come in and kill it with off-time screamed vocals that don't really feel like they're putting that much effort into it, and lyrics that just need to be worked on so much on so many levels. These songs just don't work the majority of the time. The title track, Mind Games, is another one that comes to mind whenever I think about hating this album, mainly because it just doesn't know what it wants to be. Once again, its identity just is missing. Do they want to be rapping? Do they want to be singing? Do they want to be dancing? And they want to do it all in one. But when you want to combine all of those elements, trust me, it can work. There's other bands out there that have done it and at least made it kind of work, or kind of listenable and somewhat entertaining, but it seems like Palisades just almost want to be unlikable. They come off very cocky on the majority of these songs, and they've turned a new leaf kind of in a bad way when it comes to their attitude. The opening track on the record, Player Haters Ball, once again calls to mind those cringe-worthy lyrics that right off the bat tell us why we want to skip right on over this album. giving us lines like, "I'd rather be a fucking thorn in your side than listen to you tell me how to live my life." In some ways, it feels like Palisades think it's 2008 again, and some of the stuff that they threw on here would have songs that would be very appropriate for that. I think like Broken Side or maybe Blood on the Dance Floor in terms of some of the lyrics. And now, don't get me wrong, this is much better than either of those bands, and I'm not necessarily comparing them music-wise, but like I said, in some ways it feels like that, but in other ways it feels like they're just trying to stay relevant with what's popular in music right now. And at times, they almost think it's 2012 again. I mean, with the EDM drops and like all of these songs, that was what was going on in 2012 when dubstep was super popular. Every pop song out there had a huge build-up and then a big drop for no reason in the chorus, just because it was a trend. You guys missed the trend by about 2.5 years, and your album turned out really, really almost unlistenable. It's a 1.5 out of 5 for me for Mind Games by Palisades. Leave a comment down below with your thoughts on this record, and make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you do enjoy my content. Consider donating to the channel. It's the top link in that description down below if you'd like to help the videos keep coming. Thanks so much for watching. I've got Megan Trainor. Unfortunately, I'm not looking forward to that one. Enter Shikari and a couple of other album reviews on the way within the next week or so. Thanks for watching ARTV.